Welcome to Put's Parcel. My name is Lisa. Let's get dirty. If you haven't joined me before, I'm your average backyard in-ground gardener in Zone 7A. I used to be in 6B. If you haven't checked that out lately, you might want to Google search your growing zone because they have recently changed. Let's look at how everything is doing. We are in my messy dining room. Alrighty, so it's the beginning of March. I have onions, lettuce, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. I have some zinnias started. Here's more broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and baby celery. I'm hoping they get a little bit bigger pretty soon because it's just about time to start hardening them off. Down here in the back there are petunias and snapdragons. In the front here I have violas. Yes, even veteran gardeners can make mistakes and kill things. I'm not sure what happened with these. It was either from the light or I had fertilized them and they weren't too happy, but those are violas. Since we've did my last video, I started some alyssum, some forget-me-nots, some marigold signet, lemon and tangerine, and they're coming up pretty nicely. I have one cell that didn't germinate, so I just replanted those today. And I planted some marigold burpee's best. None of those germinated, so I overseeded and replanted those today. In the back there, I have some more snapdragons. I got one that's really happy. The other ones are coming along. I had to start those a few times. I'm not sure what happened there because I reached out to some other gardening people on Facebook and they told me that snapdragons are very easy to germinate. Down here in the bottom I have some more broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower, and I'm growing 3 different varieties of parsley. This one I think is my favorite. It's called this one is gigantic. So just parsley gigantic. That's one of my new favorites. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I like growing big vegetables. In the back there is kale, broccoli, cauliflower, and 1 lettuce. Those 4 seed trays are for a friend at church. Up here in the front, I have some more pansies. Move on over to the next rack. Yes, I had to expand and put up another rack and buy more grow lights. Hard problem to have. So I'm going to try leeks this year. I have never grown them on my own. So there's leeks in the front. I did start subatomic and glacier. They are a tomato plant that will tolerate some cold. There are maybe about a dozen varieties that I know of that tolerate cold, and I usually try to get them out by the middle of April. Depends on the weather. I'm not sure that I will pronounce this correctly, but it's Augustaceae, and that variety is called Sunset. It is a plant that I am growing for tea. In these 2 cells I have calamintha. So I have 1 baby that's germinated. I'll give this guy a couple more days and see if anybody wants to come up in there. Here's the start of my peppers. Giant Chinese, Tangerine Dream, California Wonder. That one is just starting to, sorry I'm getting fuzzy here. Right there is my babies in there. They're just starting to come up. In this tray, I have First Taste, Thunderbolt, Lipstick, Big Red, Giant Aconcagua. I don't know, something like that. I know I just killed that, but it's what it is. Jimmy Nardello, one of my new favorite sweet peppers. It's a real thin pepper, so if you just look at it and you saw it, you would probably think it's a hot pepper, but it's sweet. I like to just pull these off of the plant when I'm in the garden and have a snack. Then I have Lemon Dream and Purple Beauty. I'm getting ready to plant some flowers today, so we'll get to that in a minute. Down here, this row of peppers is for a friend. She asked for 4 plants, 2 red and 2 of whatever else I wanted to give her. So she's got a California Wonder, a giant Chinese, a coral bell. That's an orange pepper. I love orange peppers. They're so sweet. I think they're sweeter than most other colors. And this is Sunbright. This is a yellow pepper. He has not come up yet, so I just replanted that one. This one is called Nibbler Red. Coral Bell is another orange pepper. Yellow Corno de Toro and red Corno de Toro. They're a large, elongated sweet pepper. I think that's it for the peppers. In here, I don't know why, but for some reason I struggle growing eggplant, but I'm going to try again. So they have not come up yet. And I just planted 4 Shasta daisies a little bit earlier. I do have my peppers on a heat mat until they germinate. I'm trying not to move this row because those are dedicated for a friend, so hopefully they'll be okay. You just have to make sure that when you have seeds are germinating and you have them on a heat mat, that you keep checking that water. Even with the grow lamps and running a fan. There's my coat. The seedlings, the dirt will dry out a lot quicker. I usually try to fertilize every other watering. I'll do water in between. Sometimes I have a cell here or cell there that I'll just use plain water in between. And I use very diluted fish emulsion. Yes, my house does stink for a couple of days, usually 1 to 2. Too bad. It's for the plants. It's so we have food to eat. Everybody will get over it. And then in between, and then every other watering. Once with the fish emulsion, once with just plain water. And I don't start that until the plants have at least 1 set of true leaves. Alright, so let's see what else I have that I want to plant today. So here I put the marker in for straw flowers, and I'm going to be starting 3 varieties. One is called King, one is called Copper, and one is called Purple Red. I just wrote purple on there. They're mine. I don't care. I have the seed pack, so I can reference the seed packs if I need to look them up later. So let me grab my seed packs, and then we're going to go ahead and I'll plant those. These, by the way, are wonderful. This is here for now, but it's in another week or 2 I'm going to be starting all of my other tomatoes, and I'm going to need this space. I mean, I have the bottom rack yet too, but things are getting tight, and I'll have more room on this rack soon too, because in a couple of weeks I'm going to have to start hardening these off. So hardening off is when you get your plants ready to transition from indoor life to outdoor life. You can't just stick them out there. I've done that and I've had success doing it. I've also done that and not had success. So it's not something, if you only planted like 2 of something and 4 of something because that's all you wanted, and you don't harden them off and you just stick them out, you're going to take the risk of them dying. I do the easy way of hardening off because I work full-time. I'm not here every day. With a typical hardening off process, you take your plants outside for an hour in the shade, and then you bring them in, and then the next day you might put them out in the shade for 2 hours and bring them in. The next day you might have them out for 4 hours in the shade and bring them in, and then slowly start acclimating them to sun and how much time they spend in the sun. So you've got to have like the perfect conditions outside to do that as well. And then you just can increase the amount of time they're outside until they can be outside all day and then overnight. I usually go about a week, and what I will do is I have my daughter help me in the morning bring all of these trays outside to me, and I will put them where I want them, and then when I get home from work they come in for 5 to 7 days. And by the time I'm hitting day 5, they better be ready to be out all night. And by day 7, they're ready to be planted in ground in the garden. I'm hoping that by St. Patrick's Day everything will be ready to go, if not sooner. We were having a warmer early spring, end of winter. It's technically not spring yet. And I know people are getting excited because we have temperatures in the 50s off and on. But the other day we had temperatures in the 20s and it was extremely windy. So don't jump the gun. Don't put things out too early. I know it's hard to wait. I know you want to be eating your lovely vegetables and seeing your pretty flowers, but just hold off. Don't jump to it. Now, I find that flowers take an awful long time, just like peppers take an awful long time. And by that, I mean to grow and come to a decent size to have them ready to plant out. My snapdragons down there are doing pretty decent. Pansies are doing pretty decent. I would like them a little bit bigger. Some of my violas are doing okay. Some of them are dead. But I just find that flowers take a long to get to a decent size to put them out. Nothing wrong with putting out small flowers. It's just if you do them, grow them at home, start them indoors at home, you won't be putting out plants that have flowers on already, like if you buy them in a nursery. Alright, so let me go ahead and get my straw flower seeds and we'll plant those trays. Okay, so here is the first variety I'm going to plant today, and I'm only going to plant 3 of each. I would like to say that my goal this year is to not have to buy any flowers from a nursery and to have enough of my own to put out. We'll see. So I'm going to plant 3 of these king. I'm going to plant 3 copper red, and I'm going to plant 3 of the purple red. Those are the varieties that I have for this year. So let me see, this isn't open yet, so I'm going to open this up. I'll show you the back of the package too if you care. Baker Creek is one of the seed companies that I really like. They have a lot of novel plants, novel vegetables of different colors other than what you would find in the grocery store, and I like that. That's part of the reason why I like to grow my own food, because it's fun. It's fun to plant and grow purple broccoli. It's fun to plant and grow white carrots or yellow carrots. And it opens other people's minds to what's out there too. Like carrots aren't just orange, and they originally weren't orange. They were purple and white. And a lot of people don't know that because you don't see those in the grocery store normally. So Baker Creek has a lot of information on the back of their seed packs. I like that. And I'm not sure I remember what these seeds look like, so I'm going to put you down so I can get some out. You can look up at me for a second. The light's not too much in the way. And hopefully my phone doesn't fall. So here are the straw flower seeds. They are tiny. I'm going to try to only get 2 in each cell. Hopefully that will ensure germination. And since the seeds are so tiny, I'm hardly going to put any dirt at all over them. I'm just going to put a little dusting on top. That's why I have that orange cup over there. It's got a little bit of extra dirt in there for me. So let me go ahead and put those in. Alrighty, so I planted this first row here, and this actually had like the tag on the side, and since I put them all on one marker, I wrote on here row 1, row 2, and row 3, and corresponded to what's on my marker. I'm just going to take a little dusting of seed starter mix and put it on the top there. So the general rule of thumb, blah blah blah, is you want to cover your seeds about twice the size of the seed itself. So I'm going to go ahead and do these other 2. All right, Houston, we have a problem. I found another variety, and I'm going to plant 2 of these too. So you can see here too, I've gone over this before. Gardening doesn't have to be expensive. These cups I bought at the dollar store. I believe they were 10 for $1. These are Italian ice cups. My daughter loves Italian ice. So last year I was like, those are like the perfect size for seed starting. I save these cells from when I buy plants at nurseries. What else do I have? I have aluminum foil pans. I have plastic containers from lettuce. This is a tray that you put underneath an indoor pot to catch the water that runs out in the bottom when you water. This is the top of an ice cream cake. This is an actual planting tray from Burpee. I'm not affiliated with them. I tried these last year and I wasn't crazy about them, but I'm going to try them again. They have silicone in the bottom to help you pop the whole dirt area and plant out to transplant them. We'll see. I have another one of those. And what else is down here? These were containers that I had bought for where I work. We had snacks in them for my students, and they were not coming clean anymore. So I'm like, I'm taking them home. Here's another plastic bottom from like spring mix from the grocery store. I do have the I don't usually cover things to get them to germinate. I might put something on this one. I might have to put these into something else and put something on the top of them, because this is the third time that I've planted pepper seeds, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have 5 that are consistently not coming up, so they might need to be covered to have some humidity and help hold the heat in from the heat mat. And I also should get the ones from my friend off that have germinated. Not everything you start inside needs to be on a heat mat. People on Facebook, on different gardening sites, say, put it on a heat mat, put it on a heat mat, put it on a heat mat. There are certain things that don't like heat. Broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, onions, leeks, my petunias, my violas, my pansies, my snapdragons, the parsley. They all like cool weather, so I'm not going to put them on a heat mat to germinate them. Will the heat germinate quicker? They might, but they don't need the heat. I also racks in a south-facing window, and down here is I don't know if you can see it, I can't quite get there, is one of our heating vents. So there is some warm air coming up through there too. What else do I want to plant today? I have a lot to plant, but I don't have enough of these cells in from the shed, so I'm going to have to go get more. So I will plant these, and then I will probably tomorrow head out to the shed to get more cells to plant. Let me grab some more seeds. Okay, so for today, these are the other 2 that I'm going to be starting. I'll probably put those in the 6-pack. And, oh, actually, no, I won't. I'll put them in this 4-pack, because I'll just do 2 of each. Unless I change my mind. It's fun. I could do rows this way. I was thinking I would have to do 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, but I can do rows this way. I'm so smart sometimes. But anyway, that's what I'm starting today. I also have planned, hopefully, we went to Home today, and of course, I can't leave without buying. I got another blueberry plant. Most of my blueberries are smaller varieties, shorter varieties, and I want to start trying to buy some of the larger type of plants. And this, so I picked that up. I have a blueberry plant that's not doing very well in the garden, and I will probably dig that up and put that in a pot if that's still this year, and replace this new one I bought for the one I dig out. Okay, that's it for now. Other things that are on my tick list that I need to get done is I need to get the blueberry plants pruned. I need to get the apple trees pruned. I will also fertilize my blueberry plants when I prune them. What else? And I have to continue cleaning the garden up from fall, which I did not do. I was having shoulder issues, and it was difficult for me to like rip things out, cut them off, cut them up, etc. So I will need to work on that, because by St. Patrick's Day, I will need to have at least my first load of mushroom soil here and ready to put out so I can start planting. Okay, well, thanks for joining me today. My name is Lisa. This is Parts Parcel. Go get those hands dirty.